Welcome, my friends, to another episode about the DGX-670. Today, we're going to talk about how to get your WAV files onto the keyboard, because I know some of you are having a tough time converting your files. So I want to show you a tool I use to convert files like this I got to convert that to the right frequency, because as is, this is half of the required quality standard for the WAV file. It needs to be 44.1 kilohertz, and this is a lot less. So what I'm going to do is bring up a tool that you can find for free, and it's the Nero Wave Editor. Nero Wave Editor, that's it. What I'm going to do is drag the files that I want. So if I want the alternate fill patterns, for example, I want these. I take them and I drop them into the Wave Editor. What I need to do now is go to Edit and convert sample format. You got to choose 44.1 kilohertz. Make sure it's 16-bit. Make sure it's stereo. Now the moment I hit OK, it has changed the format of this wave. All I need to do is save it as something else. Please don't save it. Don't save it as the same thing, or you'll be in trouble. So you want save as. You see that wheel spinning because it's trying to process where it's going to save it. And then it's going to open a folder. Just save it as a different file, as you can see over here. So I am going to just call it loop for DGX. Okay. Eventually, I am going to move it here, my friends, to my trusty little Spider-Man drive. Okay, but for now, since I'm kind of in the spirit of changing all the files, I'm just going to say loop for DGX. So that's going to be my first one. And by the way, you are hearing the sound coming from my machine, from my DGX. So let's play a loop on the DGX. It's playing from the laptop, but the audio lets it play over there. Alright, so that's like a break, a fill bar. Let me look for an alternate 2-bar pattern that I can. That's a nice one. Okay, so let's take this again. We're going into Nero Wave Editor. Again, I'm going to take the loop I like, and I'm going to drag the loop over here. Let's listen to it. Alright, so I'm going to do File, Save As. Always do Save As. And I'll call it loop for DGX2. Alright. And I am going to save these to my trusty little drive here. Got to make sure you save it properly. Typically when you put a drive in, it says, do you want to scan and fix? I just say no, continue without scanning, because you might end up damaging the disk. So with my USB drive in there, I am going to move everything here. And there we have our 2 files. Then I take this and I put it into my DGX-670 right over here, and has a wide enough drive for it. It shows it's trying to communicate with the USB drive, but it failed. Nonetheless, I'm going to hit USB audio and it goes over here, right? I can hit select and save. It says no drive connected. So this is a common feature with certain drives that the DGX-670 doesn't like. But that doesn't mean all is lost. I'm going to turn off the keyboard. And I'm going to try again. So let's come out of this, exit, exit, and off. So I've turned it off. And I'm going to try putting in my drive again. Let's turn it on. And we're going to try one more time. So here's a drive. Let's put the drive in. Communication with the drive has failed. So this is a good lesson for those of you who have been discouraged about using your USB drive, the particular drive you have, because some drives just don't agree. It's just not the right format. So what I'm going to do is pull webhead out, and I'm going to use another drive, and we'll see if this time it works. So now I have a totally different drive in my laptop, and I'm just going to paste that stuff in, and it's upload into the drive, and I have, as you can see, the loop for DGX there. So I'm going to try again. Now we have a totally different drive, and we're going to put it in straight like that. Boom. Device is connected. It was that simple. So sometimes you just have a lousy drive that doesn't work, and that's okay. It's not to say this is a bad drive. I've had this for over 10 years, just not compatible with the DGX-670 for some reason. So I'm going to hit select and save, and I'm going to look for loop for DGX. Loop for DGX. Come on, come on, come on. That's it. And with that selected, I make sure it's registered with an enter. I go back to USB audio, and then I hit play. So that's it. Pretty cool, huh? So what I'm going to do is loop this so that it repeats. So I got to use the A-B repeat, but I have to register what is A and what is B. So let's go back. Let's go back to the right file, this one. Okay. And audio play. But I got to stop it before it goes too far. I'm going to use the A-B repeat. So I hit A, it's at 0. And for B, I'm just going to go all the way to the end and hit the B. And now I have the loop that will be seamless. Let's try it out. And now you can play on top of that. Crazy, huh? Now, just remember when you're doing your equalization, you got to bring this down a bit. It gets a bit feisty. So bring this one down a bit. All right. And now you can turn up the audio and everything will be normal. All right, my friends. Well, that's it. You've seen from A to Z what to do if you've got a bad drive, put in a second drive, and how to loop your sound. And you will be laughing all the way to the loop bank because you have so many loops. Let's go to the second loop. Loop for DGX is what I called that one. Okay. So it seems like I actually didn't do a very good job with the loop for DGX2. I may not have formatted it accordingly, but this one, loop for DGX, is okay. Loop for DGX2 didn't make the cut, apparently. Make sure that when you're moving the files over and when you're formatting them on Nero, make sure it's the 44.1 kilohertz. I've shown you this prior on a different video. If you go over to the manual, for those who have not read the manual, you go over to page 72 here. And in the manual, it shows you the frequency this needs to be at. This is very important because if it's not the right frequency, it will not play. It says 44.1 kilohertz sample rate, 16-bit resolution stereo that have been saved to the USB flash drive. Just as I showed you, connect the USB flash drive, press the USB audio button, press 1 up or down, select the desired file by using the cursor buttons, and boom, that's it. Page 72, 73. Let me know if you had fun with this, if it worked. If one USB drive failed, just as you saw it fail for me, you use a different USB drive. You take care, and bye for now.